Hi guys. Okay, today we're going to have a look at where we're up to with the conventional rotary launcher for the B-1B. So what we're looking at here on the screen is the kit parts. So right across the center here, that's the pylon or the tube cone, whatever you want to call it, that's included with the kit, with the mounting points for the SRAM, the AGM 169. And this is the new 3D printed BRU56, and that's just been adapted to fit on there. And then this is a GBU31 shape, and as you can see, the fit means that it's not correct. The basic problem is that this whole area through the center here and the position of the these in the center here is not correct for the positioning of the weapons. So what I thought we'd do is we'd go into Fusion and have a look at where we're up to with this. So just as a comparison, that is what you get in the kit. This is what we're actually trying to get to. So there's just some photos. Photos that I've taken myself underneath the aircraft and from various internet sources. So as you can see here, it looks like it's approximately in the center of the bay. It's a little bit forward. So all the electronic boxes are missing, all the wiring, all this kind of stuff, the piping, etc. So these are all the references that we've been using to come up with this. So let's jump over into Fusion. So previously we have designed the BRU56. So this is just an STL of that from a separate file, so without all the detail. This is basically just the shape from that. Okay, and as I think you saw in the last video, what we've then created is a shell of the Bombay, and let's just put the weapons, some of the weapons in here. So we've got the weapons, we've got the, this is a JASM shape. I just need to have all the details on it just for fitting, and the different types of GBUs on there to get us. So we've also then got another tube that we've put in here. This is for all the end boxes to fit into that, so that the weapons fit around those at the front here as well. So we not only have the rear part to worry about, but also the front. So let's have a look how we've built up that. So one of the things you can do in Fusion is you design components. So this is the main on the left here, the browser area where I actually see all the different bodies. So I can turn things on or off. So let's turn those off and start with the rings. So these are the actual rings that the BRUs connect into. So I'll put one of the BRUs back in there. As you can see, then this plate all matches up in here. Let's have a quick look. Well, what we'll do is we'll put up all the rings section, the first, so this is all the center section here, all that fits in, and all the connectors for the cables and stuff. If we pull up what that looks like with the BRUs in place. So these BRUs are just the basic shape of that without all the detail. It's just a lot easier to work with if you've got less polygons in your model as you're working. So let's just turn that one off there, and we'll turn those off again, and then we'll just compare some of these pictures. Let's just see if we can do this. Come on, PC. Alright, so for argument's sake here, let's choose a high resolution picture. Windows. Stay. Sorry. Pull this across a bit more. There you go. So you can start to see all this level of detail that's all in here, the bolts and nuts, everything that are underneath. here have all been replicated on this, including the holes. These are the mounting plates. So as you can see here, like for example, this particular part here is one of the wire mounting plates. So this is where the connector, so that's right there is a storage part. So the connector here actually connects onto the BOM when it's sitting there on that. So that's just stored on there for the time being. So that's where the electronics and the connections from the control boxes and then into the ship, into the aircraft, are connected to it. So that's a little bit of a look at those. Let's go further on and continue to reveal parts of the design. Let's just move this back a bit. So we start with the middle because that's the important part. Everything comes in from there. Then we put on the rear cone. So this is the cone here, and let's add on the end disc and the rear tube. So again, we've got all the bolt detail and everything on here. This little box on the side here. And then if we come down to a further component of all the wiring. So this is all the wiring that's gone on here. So we've done these at scale thickness at this stage. We'll see how they print out. They may end up having to be made a bit thicker to get a decent print on them, because remember they're pretty small on the N48 scale. Okay, so moving right to the front end, we've got the front disc, and so that's the bolt plate that goes in to the bay, and then that's the plate there. So that's the rotary plate that attaches to the front of the bomb bay. Got the cone here with the pipes etc. on there. So that gives us our basic shape. So if you have a look at that, that is significantly different to the model. Where did that end up going? Now let's pull this back over here. Probably shut that down. No, here it is. Apologies. Let's try and pull this over without it shutting the window. Nope, not going to do it. Try and pull this one up a bit. Need a bigger screen. Ugh. Annoying. Anyway, I think you get the idea that what you've got there is significantly different to the part that is in the kit. Let's pull that down there and move that up. Windows. Okay, so there you go. So that directly a comparison to what is going to be in the BRU in the CRL set there. So let's go back to this full screen now. Let's add on the BRUs. Okay, so all of the loose cabling will be separate, as in like loose wires to put in. Let's add in some of the blocks. Now the actual mounting hardware for all of the boxes at the front has been quite a challenge to do. It's very hard to see all this detail in the photos because of so many pipes etc. on the way. So let's add all these brackets in here. Some of the connectors, I'll come up to those in a moment. So these are all the mounting plates and points for the boxes, the electronic boxes, the control unit boxes. So what have we got there? We've got power supplies, power transformers and rectifier, missile interface units, etc. So those boxes are separate components. But just getting all this done has been a significant challenge. And not to mention the time we've spent this past couple of weeks with all the emergency we've had locally, storms, etc. Having the time at the bench has been a bit hard to find, but anyway, we're committed to getting this done. So we've even got all of the connectors in here. Let's go back to the so for argument's sake here, let's look at this particular picture here. This is a photo out of the Deco book because there's not too many direct on. So as you can see, we've got all the connectors up here, all the nuts, bolts on here, all the wire holders, piping. These are these little runways for the pipes to go through, etc. You can see some things like these brackets with the shock mounts on there. So, yep, we've got all those in here. Alright, let's throw the boxes in. So the boxes also have all of the multitude of connectors we've got here. So all with holes in the end so that you can just add in your cables on there. Let's run to this side. Again, more boxes on here. So there's still work to do, as you can see. All these connectors on this side need doing. Some of the additional screw work underneath here. And the top box needs fully detailing on the top and sides here. We've got one of the sides done. And one of the last things we've got here is the pipe ring. So this is the initial placement of this. What we now have to do is we've got to have the pipes that come off this and then route into these boxes. So for argument's sake, there's one that comes in here, down the side there, and up into the bottom of this one here. One that comes off the top of that, into this connector, into this box on that end, and one that comes into here. And then there's another one that comes off the port side. Here, comes up along here through this hole there, back up there and into this on the center connector there, like that. So there's still a few things left to do and we'll get those on. I might show you a couple of things here on Fusion. So let's have a look. We've actually got canvases, so I can actually turn on some of these canvases. So this is, for argument's sake, can you see that, where we actually have photographs that we're able to directly lay in, and we can scale those photographs to the exact size that we need for a particular component. The difficulty with scaling photographs though is the parallax, or the actual wide angleness as it would be. Couple of different photos here. Let's look at what else we've got. That's a photo in a different plane to give you a different angle. Let's see, this one here is the other end of it, giving that level of detail. Things need to be moved around as you're doing the different things to try and line up. So that's one look at the canvases, and then sketches. So sketches are what the actual 3D designs are made of. So as you can see on the side here, we've got literally hundreds and hundreds of sketches. So each particular thing is made up of a sketch. So let's, for example, see how far down we've got. Right at the end here, we are working on the bottom screws. Let's have a look at this, and we'll edit that sketch. That will pull it up here in a second. Okay, it's at that particular time we had certain things showing, so let's get at the top. Moving around in the diagram, where are these? I have no idea where it's put these now. It's decided to rearrange a lot of things. Here we go. Alright, so this is what we're working on right here. So in order to make the sketch of the screws, what we've done here is we've used a circular tool here, and we've created a circle, and we set the diameter of that to be the diameter that we want that screw or that part to be. In this case it's 0.3 of a millimeter, and then the other parts we've got on here are these little lines, so just this line and this line here. Okay, you'll see when the next part of the process is to do an extrude on that particular sketch. Hopefully this doesn't kill the program. Okay. Come on, Fusion. Having all of the hundreds of models, bodies showing is not a good idea when you're trying to do this. But anyway, we will try. Where's it gone? Okay, here we go. So what we've done there is we do an extrude on that particular, we select that profile, we extrude it up, and then we can also then go back in and we do a thin extrude, but a cut of that cross shape to give us the head in the screw. Anyway, that's a bit more advanced. So that's where we're up to with the BRUs, and for the CRL, the boxes, the whole conventional rotary launcher, the CRL. I'm hoping everyone's going to be happy with this when it's released, because the amount of detail that's in it, it's super accurate. Alright guys, I think we'll leave it there for now. I hope you've enjoyed this look at it, the CRL. Please like the video and subscribe to us. We'd love that. It helps us. If we get some subscribers, then we can get over, I think it's 1,000 we need before we can do live videos. And that way we could do some live question and answer sessions. Alright, thanks guys. Appreciate your time.